You had
I
a white
promise.
girl moment.
I really did.
What the hell,
And so
Zach?
the thing is,
Jesus Christ.
I came home with a bag full of raw juice, all the little shots and juices and whatnot. And Tatiana looking into it, and she's like, "Is this a bullet? Why is there a bullet in here?"
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 60. Huh?
What it do?
Got the homie Phil on the pod. It's just me and Phil, the chocolate squad holding it down. No Luke, no AJ on this pod. AJ traveling, but he will definitely be back next pod. But as you see, I'm wearing the champ belt because Phil, he too modest. He don't want to wear it. So I got to do a little bit of braggadocious type shit for him. And I'm a sport it. And I told Phil we got to get it engraved because right now it just says Komodo Kickboxing Tournament Champion. So we got to get Phil Big Art on there. I didn't mean to put your government out there. So my bad.
You the ops, but it's all good. And I probably won't do that because it's only one tournament, and I appreciate the win, but I feel like I haven't done enough. And people at the gym be like, "Oh, what's up, champ?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't call me that. That's weird." So, goal is to get into another one. I think they have another tournament coming up for that same gym. I'll probably enter that, but also do one or two more for two or more different gyms. That's the goal. So we'll see.
Got you. So how you been this week?
I've been good, man. What's this, episode 60?
Yes, episode number 60. I don't know any famous 60s. Don't ask me because they definitely going to all be offensive linemen. So
I do. The most famous 60 is Nipsey.
How so?
He's a rolling 60 crip.
Oh, well, I ain't about that gang life, so
but other than that, it's Chuck Bennett. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's a famous Eagles lineman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but other than that, I had to get that off.
But you said that this week you injured your hand. How did that happen?
Yeah, man. So I came out of retirement, so I haven't played basketball in about a year and a half. Just haven't been in the mood to play it because I've been training so much. So recently, I've been doing a lot of cardio before I lift weights. So I got to the gym like 2 hours early before I needed to go to the gym, and went on the courts. Course was empty, so I was like, "Oh snaps, let me go shoot around."
Yeah.
Of course, I'm shooting around, just testing out the jumper, see what the jumpers are like. It's looking good, and people just stumble in on the court.
Yeah.
And they like, "Oh, you trying to run 5?" I'm like, "I run 1." Just come out of retirement. I had on looking like the old dude in the gym. Like,
but you can't do that, bro. Once you step foot on the court. And niggas ask you, "Oh, you trying to run 5?" It's never just gonna be one game.
I know, but in my mind, I was like, "Oh, I'll play light," because I had on jogging pants, a long sleeve shirt tucked in, and some running shoes. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna play light." Like I look like the old dude at the gym.
Yeah.
And
you ain't have no ankle supports. You know better, bro.
Nah, I had some low tops, but all I did was run, come off the screen, and shoot jumpers. So my first game. Broke a decent sweat. Defense, I didn't have to play too hard because my man wasn't that active. And so literally all I did was come off screens and make threes. I probably shot 60%, and a game of 16 had 10 points plus the game winner. Okay. So I was hooping. Second game, we get another young, wild athletic team, and the dude I'm guarding, they just run up and down the court. So I went for a steal, and Buddy just blew through my hand. And I'm my pointer finger went all the way back to my wrist. So I thought I broke it because it felt like I broke it. It was so painful, bro. And it was swollen on the inside of my hand, on the outside of my hand. I couldn't separate my two fingers. So I was like, all right, well, there goes my hand. It's probably a hairline fracture. But I iced it and wrapped it for the last couple days, and it's back to normal. Got mobility, but it's still kind of tender to the touch.
Yeah.
But I'll be back. I'll be back at the gym on Monday, though.
Damn, bro, we getting old. We can't run with these young bulls no more, bro. I'm out here getting dunked on. You out here fracturing fingers and whatnot. It might be time for both of us to hang it up, bro.
I'm not gonna hang it up. I'm gonna just play with people my age. Was I can't play with these young dudes no more. Not only do they not play organized basketball like how I like to play it with people our age, because we set screens and we run we cut. They just dumb athletics. All they do is run, and all they do is argue the whole time.
Oh yeah, that's the worst about playing pickup, and that's why I don't really play anymore. Is because 90% of the time is spent arguing on whether it's a foul, whether it's out of bounds. Oh, let's shoot for it. No, we're not shooting for it. That's all pickup is anymore.
Bro, that's all. The dude that started on our team, he didn't get the first call and walked out the gym. So we had to pick
his
up
ball with him.
nah, we just had to pick up a random dude. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, we just won. And like, it was crazy, bro. Like, niggas just sensitive. And like, all the young dudes just like, I don't know why y'all trying to get a call. We gonna win anyways. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just out here for cardio, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, at that point, because if one of them niggas step to me now, I'm really kick you in your shit. So.
Yeah, you got registered weapons. Yeah, you can get sued for that if it.
Nah, they ain't registered. I probably will never get them registered. So I just keep training and don't get a belt.
Yeah. But nah, for me this week, things are finally slowing down, so it felt good. I was off of work Thursday, Friday, but I was sick on Wednesday, so I had to take sick time. But it was a nice mental relaxation, but it did get a little bit stressful because it's like all this wedding stuff that we've been planning for the past year, for real. I mean, it's been way more than a year, but for real, it's been a year. And it's just like everything's happening at once. I mean, yeah, we're like, a little over 2 months away from the wedding, but it's just like payments. And then Tatiana's car, she had to get new brakes. She needs to get new tires. We just got an oil change. So it's just like all these payments hitting at once and like all this communication happening at once between me, Tatiana, the wedding planner, me, Tatiana, these vendors, me, Tatiana, the officiant of the wedding. It's just like, it's a lot. But
I could imagine.
Yeah.
That's low key why I don't want to get married.
Yeah.
I want to do that part. But I was talking to Danny, and we were like, if we get married, we'd probably do a non-traditional wedding.
That's crazy because you were literally just saying the other day how y'all old school mentality and traditional.
Yeah, and she like pitched me the idea like, oh, how would you feel about like a non-traditional wedding, like a wedding without the wedding party? And I was like, shit, I don't care. It ain't for me. It's for you.
Wait, so what does she mean by that? Like just going to the courthouse?
No, like doing a ceremony, but not like a big wedding party. I really still don't know what she meant by it.
Mm-hmm.
I just told her it's whatever she wanted to do. I really don't care if we got married in a box. Like,
Yeah.
a wedding for me is just, it's like it's for me, but it's for you.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a deal how it's done, as long as the most important thing to me is the people involved.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it's important people that I consider important in my life there, that's all I care about.
So would y'all get eloped? Like go to another? Because I hear that's actually like pretty cheap. Like I know someone that went to, I think, Greece, just her and her husband got married over there. I know somebody that did it in Jamaica. I mean, they had a party, but they went to Jamaica.
Nah, I doubt we would do it that way. I would be open to do it that way, but I mean, low key, honestly, we'd probably do it in Chicago because both of our families are there. It'd be easier for both our families, and like we can just keep it. If we can do it in Chicago, we tapped in, so we can make it. We can make the most of it. But we'll see. And speaking of weddings, we Sif Pod breaking news. By the time this podcast come out, our very good friend Patty.
Oh yeah,
it's her birthday today, so happy Earth Strong to Patty. She, by this time the podcast come out, she'll be engaged too.
Yes.
So we do want to give a Sif Pod congratulations to Patty and Mike.
Congrats.
And AJ there, he'll have some good footage for us. He representing us there. I wanted to go, but weddings and shit, it's expensive, so I didn't slide. But congratulations, because I know Mike listens to the pod.
Yeah, and hopefully they actually announce that they're engaged like by the time this comes out. Because I know the proposal is supposed to be happening this weekend, but
I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna happen today. I would
that's
assume it happens today.
Thinking.
But yeah, they'll be back by Monday, so it's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
And if it don't happen this weekend, we'll have to cut that part out.
Yeah. So real quick, Phil, I'm hot as shit. Can you turn the AC up? While you turning the AC up, I'll introduce the next topic. So because me and Phil here, especially Phil being typically the problematic one, the one that we get on all the time, I figure we might as well get introspective. We don't need to get problematic this episode, even though I'm probably second most problematic on the pod. But some things that we could talk about is fears, things that maybe we're scared about. Not like maybe like, I mean, I'm looking at the TV right now, maybe not like a lion, but like something in life, whether it's like failing or whatever it may be. What are things that might be fears of yours? Do you have any?
Yeah, a couple corrections though. It's turn the AC down, not up.
That's what I meant. My bad.
And then secondly, I'm not problematic. I'm just very opinionated. It's two different things.
Yeah.
But what am I afraid of? I don't really know. I try to live life kind of fearful, which is why I'm pretty reckless in a lot of fearless. Yeah. So I try to live life pretty fearless, which is why I'm kind of reckless.
Yeah.
But I'm probably most fearful of student loans, honestly, because just like getting like your whole financial situation in order with like loans and shit, that's so terrifying because it's like I'm gonna be in debt for the rest of my life.
Fam, I need this nigga Joe Biden to cancel all that shit. And it's like, I keep seeing these tweets about how we were like gonna aid Ukraine or Russia or whoever. I think Ukraine,
Yes,
with
Ukraine.
like $6.5 billion or some shit like that. And of course, everyone's like, "Oh, we could have canceled student loans." I don't know how much the student loan debt is right now, but yo, my
we
nigga,
have enough money to cancel it if we
Yeah.
prioritize it because we can cut back on military spending. We
Yeah.
we can make cuts in other places to move the money over.
Yeah.
But just like that's probably like the most fearful thing is just like really sitting down with an advisor, creating a plan to like really address my debt.
Yeah.
And getting over that. So, because like for me, I'm in that point where it's like, all right, well, marriages are around the corner for me, like in a couple years, then kids. So I want to make sure that when I have a family, that I make sure that everything's in place so that I can leave them something when I'm dead.
And that's funny because when I wrote this down, obviously, I instantly started thinking, oh, what are my fears? So mine kind of align with yours. So for me, the biggest one, and I know you're going to probably call me gay again, like how you did on Twitter, but like if my girl potentially leaving me, like that's a fear of mine. Not that I think she will, but that's like if I had to pick a biggest fear, that's what it would be. Because obviously I love Tatiana, and I'm not trying to steal Luke's swag by saying I love my girl, but I do love my girl. But after that, it is I guess finances and being able to provide for my family, especially living in South Florida and how inflation is skyrocketing. It's like, yo, can I continue to have the job that I have? Or am I really going to have to start looking for something else? Because I don't know if I can continue at this pace with the way inflation is looking.
Yeah, the way the market going, it's like, am I going to have to sell a little dick on the side? I don't know. But we going to see, man. That's big for me. I'm not really scared of Danny leaving me.
Yeah.
Just because I don't believe in there's one woman for you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either.
And I'm just confident enough or cocky enough that if she left me, I'd find another wife, a woman I can marry.
I agree. But it's like Tatiana is my longest relationship. And I'm a serial monogamist. So I've been in other long-term relationships, and I know that you can find somebody better or whatever it may be after. But Tatiana, like outside of some of the baggage that she has, is like the ideal woman. Like if I sat down and created my 2K attributes for my perfect girl, like it'd be Tatiana. So trying to find someone exactly like that, especially in South Florida, that'd be tough. Like I got lucky by like a
Midwesterner.
Yeah, she sought me out. She was from the Midwest. She got a dope ass personality. She got a good moral. She got a good head on her shoulders. And we talk about it all the time on this podcast, how South Florida girls are just different. And I know I would not be able to be with a South Florida girl.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't date a South Florida girl either. I just had to find her from somewhere else. But,
yeah,
pending everything goes well, I won't ever be in that situation. So we'll see.
Yeah. But then on the flip side, I wanted to talk about like what motivates you, or if you kind of have that mindset of every day you wake up and I have this type of motivation or whatever it may be to kind of keep me away from those fears or get me to those goals. Do you have any type of motivations, or what motivates you, I guess?
Yeah, life itself. Like this sounds very cliche, but I really enjoy just being alive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'm a very like dark person. So I'm like something will happen, I'd be like, well, it could be worse. I could be dead.
Yeah.
Like that's always my go-to. I could be dead. So like literally every day I wake up, I'm literally thankful to be alive.
Okay.
And so that's my motivation itself. Is just one is being alive every day. Two is to set an example for like my little cousins and nephews. So like be a positive role model amongst my family because we didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
And then three is just trying to learn as much as I can and continue to just go out of the box, continue to explore, and continue to be open-minded. That's like big for me. Is just like trying to not be afraid to change. Like if something is better, like go after it. Just continue to try to go after something better.
Yeah. And see, I wish I was like that, where I was like, oh, I want to learn something new every day, or because I know you read books, like you watch all these videos on new things. It's just like, I ain't got the time for that. And I don't have the motivation to do that either. But But I guess as far as what motivates me, it just leads me back to my last point. Like, obviously, I don't have kids yet, but I want to, like, some people, they're like, I want to be the best in life. Like, I want to be the best, whatever I'm doing. So, like, refereeing will say, like, I want to be the best referee. Like, for me, it's not even so much I want to be the best. It's just I want to be good enough to where, again, I'm able to provide and give my family everything that they want. Like, we can take trips. They can have the life that I grew up having. Like, for me, it's not like, oh, I want to be the richest nigga alive or all this stuff. Not to sound lazy or, like, just do the bare minimum, but, like, I'm fine at least. And I feel like Tatiana shares the same sentiment that, like, we're fine with being in the middle as long as we have the means to do exactly what we want. Does that make sense? And I know it sounds bad.
Yeah. You're comfortable. You're fine being comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, I would want to be motivated by money, but I'm not. So, like,
Same.
I always and so I just try to do the best work I can. So my motivation comes to, if I do good work, the money will speak for itself. If I continue to meet people, network, and just try new things, something will give, and stay positive. But like, in my mind, I'm like, I wish I was like just motivated by money.
Yeah.
But I'm not, cause I don't really care, cause I can live on nothing.
And I agree. Money is not what makes me happy. Of course, it leads to a lot of stress, as I was just talking about. But, like, me being the richest nigga alive, like, that's not really what's going to make me happy. And going back, not to retract anything I've said, like, I'd be fine if I was the best nigga alive. But I'm not going to drive myself crazy. Obviously, Kobe's my favorite athlete. Like, you saw Kobe drove himself crazy. Kanye drives himself crazy. Like, all these greats, they drive themselves crazy in order to be the best. And that's not me at all.
Yeah, nah. I just like to live life, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't really need nothing. Like, I genuinely enjoy just people.
Yeah.
Like, if I can make enough to just live and be comfortable and just die peacefully and have a lot of friends, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
That's my impact. So.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and of course I want my future generations, like my lineage, to be well off. Like, I don't ever want to leave, like, my kids, my grandkids, whatever, in any type of hole. But at the same time, damn, I was going to make a point and now I forgot. But yeah, the camera shut off, so I'm going to reset that.
You was looking at the camera and was like, blank. I mean, I'll leave my kids with something. I'll leave my kids more than what I got left.
Yeah.
Like my actual real dad, when he died, didn't leave me anything.
Yeah.
So my kids will be straight. They'll have assets and things like that.
Yeah. But do you have any other motivations or fears?
Nah, man. Nope. I just trust that. You don't know. It's a spiritual belief that everything will be all right. Like, it's literally like everything is going to be all right.
Yeah.
That's how it moves in my life. If bad happened, I'm like, I'll figure it out. When we move on, we go get to the next thing.
So the point I was going to make, not really so much about the kids. My mind started doing that Kanye shit where it wants to talk about 10,000 different things. But again, people always talk about you have one life to live, like, make the best of it. But at the same time, it's like, yes, I have one life to live. I want to enjoy this shit with doing the shit that I want to do. Like, I know that kind of sounds selfish, but I at the end of the day, I don't want to ever drive myself crazy trying to obtain something or reach a goal, and then kind of in the future look back and it's like, damn, I could have enjoyed my life a little bit better if I wasn't so focused on X, Y, and Z. You feel me?
And it's not selfish. It's your life. So I'm all for living your life how you want to live it. And there's people out there that are like that. And if it works for them, cool. But for me personally, I don't really care to. But, like, there are people that are so goal driven, like, that's how they want to live their life. And I commend them. Yeah. Because it is a level of sacrifice that you have to make to get to those levels. Yeah. I don't know if I want to make that sacrifice, but for them, it's cool. And like I said, for me, it works for me. I'm comfortable where I'm at. Could be better, could be worse. So,
yeah. Well, we out here podding for the people that are average in life. If you're not one of those people that's trying to drive yourself crazy, that's what we here for. We pod for the normal niggas. And sorry for anybody that's super goal oriented in life and that shut us off and that's like, what are these niggas talking about? I can't relate.
Nah, we pop for them niggas too. 'Cause at the end
Yeah.
of the day, even if you not like super goal oriented,
Yeah.
at the baseline, you're still human. You still like connections, and like that's the beauty in having friends and
Yeah.
networks and connections. Is like I got friends that are so goal oriented, and I already got friends that got 3 kids
Yeah.
and a family, and I got friends that are super successful. They're not married. They not in a they don't have kids. They want those things, and then I got the people in families. They want to be more successful. So it's a balance. It's finding
Yeah.
that balance, and eventually, I think if you work towards it, you'll end up there on both ends.
Yeah. And I don't want it to sound like we absolutely do not give a fuck, because I love seeing all the wins that my niggas is getting around me. You got a promotion.
Yep.
My boy Justin just got a promotion. Luke coming back down.
Justin got a promotion. Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to that boy. Hey, give me a job.
Luke, he coming back down. Got his job living in South Florida. I already brought up Tatiana, AJ buy houses. Brandon AJ's in the process of trying to buy houses. Brandon bought a new. So I love seeing all these dubs around my niggas. So we have motivations. It's just not to that.
It's not all money.
Yeah,
and fame.
yeah. Exactly. We all want to still enjoy life, so that's all that it is.
We just want to be middle class, like upper middle,
Yeah.
well off, but ain't too rich.
So I don't really have anything to get off my chest, but do you have anything that's maybe been bothering you last couple of days, weeks, whatever it may be?
Nah, man. Like I think I had mentioned this on the last couple episodes. I've been Gucci, man. I've been like in a really good space, so I ain't nothing to really bitch. Actually, I'm gonna get something off my chest. My job is unorganized.
All right, then.
Yeah, I'm training and no one knows what's going on, and that throws me off. So that was
Yeah.
like the only thing that like I was talking to Denny about this weekend is like in the beginning of my training, it was like, oh, we don't know what we doing with you, so go here today, then go there. And I'm like, and I'm not really learning anything, so it freaks me out because I want to be really good at this job so I can get promoted. Because I just like doing good work. And so it's like it's delaying my learning curve.
Wait, you definitely got the motivation of not being a broke boy. After Danny calls you a broke boy, that motivation skyrocketed.
But it's not
so much you wanted the money, but it's like I can't disappoint my girl.
It's not the money. Yeah, it's the point of proving her wrong.
Yeah,
so like
and that is a big motivation in your life. You love proving people wrong.
Yeah, so it's not the money. It's
Yeah.
like I'm gonna get the money to prove her wrong.
Yeah.
Cause like, which is why like, but that's my work, just taking pride in my work. So it's weird because it's not like, oh, I gotta make a ton of money. It's like, no, I'm finna make this money just so she can't call me a broke boy. So she know like I can get it. If, like, don't think because you met me here like I was gonna stay here for life. And that was the problem in my last relationship.
Okay.
It was like it was that motivation. She thought I was gonna stay there, and I'm like, nah. Like I'm planning. Like let me figure it out. Give me some time, but don't think like this the end all be all. That's
Exactly.
all. So I do love proving people wrong and
Facts.
shutting up my doubters.
Facts.
That's like that might be one of my biggest motivations. Actually, I'll put that in there.
I
proving
think that
people
it
wrong.
is.
Because people really doubt me, and in my mind I'm like, all right, I know what I be doing, and it's getting to the point I'm really starting to trust myself, and I'm like, I've been around enough people and I have enough experience to know, like, in my mind, I'm like, all right, it's making sense. I know what I'm doing. We gonna get there. So when people tell me I can't do something like, oh, you can't get that chick, I'm like, I know I can get this chick.
Yeah.
Because I've always gotten chicks. Or it's, you can't make this much. Oh, I'm gonna get there. Trust. Watch me. Watch me do it. So, yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Don't doubt me.
But your job being unorganized, is there anything else?
Nah, that's it, bro. Oh, these damn gas prices, but inflation.
So
that really grinds my gears.
I follow mad people that live in California, San Francisco, LA. Those are probably like the Bay Area. And I constantly keep seeing them tweet about gas prices. And I think we're in no space to complain, really.
They shit for $4-5. It's stupid.
Bro, their shit's like $5-6.
Yeah, that's nuts. But they also make a lot more. So the adjusted gross living is about the same.
Yeah, that's facts. But and it's funny because I never pay attention to gas prices until I started like seeing all these tweets. And actually, when I drove past, one of the gas stations right by your house, it was like $3.99.
Wait, it's $3.99?
Yeah,
that's for premium.
For regular. Yeah, it was at one of the guys. $3.99 is what I saw.
Damn, because I saw $3.70. For a while we were floating around like $3.40.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be doing no driving this weekend. Fuck
yeah.
Thankfully, I got a company.
Yeah, $3.99 is more expensive than anything I've really seen in Miami. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. So I pay attention to gas prices because I live right next to a gas station, so I
Yeah.
always look at them. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna fill up regardless. I'm not gonna like shortchange myself. But it's like, damn, when Trump was in office, it felt nice to fill up your tank for $22.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the one good thing.
And I get it, supply and demand. So
Yeah,
it's not all Trump,
facts.
but you know.
Facts. Well, I'm glad I got a small little Civic, so it don't take too much to fill me up. But the people that got like SUVs and big cars,
Tough.
I feel bad for y'all.
I know I should have got a Prius.
And shit, yeah, exactly. Shit makes me like, damn, for my next car, should I get a Tesla? But I always hear like good and bad things about Teslas. Like obviously it's an electric car. It's not even a hybrid. It's electric.
Mm-hmm.
But then I hear like having the charging station is dumb expensive.
Well, to install, it's like I think 10 to 15 grand.
Yeah.
But like my boy that got a Tesla, he said his bill didn't go up that much.
Really?
Like his electric bill actually didn't go up that much.
Okay.
And I think he just charges off his regular. I don't even think he got a station in his bill.
Got you. But then I also hear that like if you get in an accident, like replacing any type of damage or
That's
fixing,
a wrap. It's gonna take you weeks.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
takes
yeah.
if they don't total it, it takes weeks because
Yeah.
they're always backed up. I used to see Teslas all the time. It takes long time to So make sure you got rental money just in case you get into an accident. Because even unless it's not your fault, then the other insurance will pay for it. But yeah, it's a headache.
And then my coworker, he just got one for his wife, and he was saying like any type of upgrade, like it's so like changing the color, because the most common color you see in Teslas is white. So like even if you want to change the color, it's like $1,000 more dollars or whatever it may be, changing the interior. Which I mean that at least is like the same with any type of car, like whether you want cloth. I mean I don't know what type of seats Teslas have, but
I would assume they probably come leather.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a luxury vehicle, so I would assume it comes with leather.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on. So we could talk about streaming before we get into anything that's on here. Did you have any shows or anything you've been watching over the past week?
I just watched a documentary about the violence in Chicago. Like literally this morning, that was pretty good. I forgot what it's called. It's on Amazon Prime, but it was Chicago something. And then other than like the basic shows like Euphoria and stuff. No.
Yeah. All right, so we could talk about Euphoria. I'm sad AJ not here to kind of talk about the season finale, but we just had the finale of Euphoria. What'd you think?
I thought it was good. There's a lot of questions left to be answered for the next one. So, which I expected, but it was cool for what it was. It wasn't nothing crazy. I still think the Rue episode is probably the best one.
Yeah.
Like it was just her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it.
Well, R.I.P. Ashtray. Ashtray went out like a G.
Like a G.
I mean, Euphoria, like, yeah, it's over the top at times, but I've never really felt like it was unrealistic. But him, after the police were shooting into the bathroom for as long as they were, the fact that the nigga was still alive and then pretended to be dead, I was like, all right, come on. But then when he popped up and popped the cop, I was like, all right, that was kind of live. I can't lie. But yeah, Ashtray went out like a G. Fez, do we think that he's all right? I mean, he took one to...
I think he'll get off.
All right. Well, I'm saying you think he's going to be alive come next season?
Yeah. He stopped the bleeding.
Yeah.
Like in the episode, you see he stops the bleeding. So I think he'll be all right. And I think he'll get off. Yeah, I think he'd be good.
So if you in that situation, because for those that have, and we should have said spoiler alert, but I mean, at this point, if you haven't seen the finale, that's on you. But Fez, he tries to take the rap for Ashtray. Ashtray, he stabs the dude in the neck. The police come, so on and so forth. Fez is saying he's going to take the rap. He's trying to get Ashtray to leave. Ashtray stays, holds it down like a G. So if you holding it down for your brother ends up dying. You was going to take the rap from him initially, but now he dead. Are you still going to take the rap, or are you just going to be like...
Nah, because they killed him.
Yeah.
So nah.
Okay.
I want to take the rap, because then it's pointless.
Yeah.
Because then you can be like, yeah, he killed him, and that's why he shot at y'all when I surrendered.
Yeah. But I feel like Fez such a stand-up guy that the nigga's still going to take the rap regardless.
I could say I was going to take the rap for him, which is why I was telling you I was a kid in there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want him to ruin his life, but... At this point, he dead. So ain't nothing gonna bring him back. So there's no point in me rotting in jail.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Oh, real quick, this is completely off topic. So I'm only saying this on the pod, so I'm wiping my name clean. If this ever gets traced back to me, It's been put out there. Alexa, I know Alexa listens to conversations. Sirius listens to conversations. Everyone's heard me say this, so I'm innocent. So I was leaving work one day, and I'm getting into my car, and all of a sudden I kick something. And I'm like, oh shit, what's that metal thing? I look down and it's a bullet. I'm like, oh shit, it's a bullet. So I pick it up. But then I'm like, wait, I just picked up a fucking bullet. My fingerprints are all over this shit. Tatiana would be so disappointed because Tatiana is super into murder mystery and this and that. And I'm like, well, what should I do? I can't just drop it back onto the street because my prints all over this shit. So I'm like, let me just keep it, take it home with me. But if we, for whatever reason, we get raided, cops gonna be like, yo, why is there a bullet?
Yeah, you take it with you, you clean it, and you dismember it.
Yeah, bro, I even thought about calling UMPD, being like, yo, I found a bullet, I accidentally picked it up. But then they gonna be like, how do you accidentally pick up a bullet?
Nah, because it honestly, they'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's pretty honorable, and you see, and like you don't have a criminal background.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
as long as
yeah.
you don't have a criminal background, anything they'll believe you. It's like, just call them concerned, like, hey, I'm really nervous because I stepped on the bullet and I picked it up and I realized it was a bullet and I don't want to get this traced back to me, so I want to let you guys know I picked up a bullet.
That's what I should have done, but that was the day when I actually started feeling sick. And I just wanted to go to Raw Juice and get some ginger flu shots, all that. So my mind wasn't all the way there, and I was like, yo, I just want to go home. So I didn't feel like waiting on UMPD or all that. So I just took it home with me. I'm probably going to wipe it down and then just throw it into the lake or some shit.
Facts. Your ass had a
but I am innocent. It's not my bullet.
You had
I
a white
promise.
girl moment.
I really did.
What the hell,
and so
Zach?
the thing
Jesus
is,
Christ.
I came home with a bag full of raw juice, all the little shots and juices and whatnot. And Tatiana looking into it, and she was like, is this a bullet? Why is there a bullet in here? And so I was just laughing, but she was like genuinely concerned. And then I told her the story, and she was like, I'm so disappointed in you. I would know better than to touch an actual bullet and then get my prints all over it. So,
jeez, man.
but anyways, back to Euphoria. I really enjoyed the episode. I know it's been the running joke now, but as soon as it happened, I was like, yo, why is this fucking song so long? That song that Buddy was singing, that shit was unnecessary. Yeah.
I thought they was going to have sex in that moment.
They haven't done anything. No, they haven't done anything.
Nah.
Only him and Jules have kind of, I think they made out. I don't think they actually had sex. I can't remember at this point. But nah, like you said, it's a lot of unanswered questions. Because I hope that's not the end to Maddie and Cassie. I feel like they still got to like really duke it out. They ain't really show none of that. We still don't know what's happening with Rue owing the lady $10,000. I don't know what's happening with Nate. Like, a lot of people think he really turning over a new leaf and becoming a good guy, but I
don't think so. I just think he just don't like his daddy.
Yeah. But even like him, like giving Jules the disc and all that shit, like, I don't know.
But he made a copy, right?
Oh, did he? I can't remember.
Well, he gave it to the police, so it's not a crime to elicit like sex. The crime was sleeping with a minor.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he made a copy and gave that to the police.
Yeah, but we gotta wait a whole 2 years till season 3 comes out. They said it should be out in 2024. Who knows if that's actually the case or not? But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Euphoria, super fire. For the people that's not watching, I don't know why you
get into it.
Yeah, just get into it, bro. All right, next we'll talk about Jeen-Yuhs. Fucking the greatest documentary I've seen in a long, long time that's not sports related.
Mm-hmm. I did love it.
You watched all 3. What are your overall thoughts of Jeen-Yuhs?
At the end, it makes you wish his mom was alive.
Yes, very much so.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, I don't think he has anyone in his life that could tame the madness like his mom could.
Yeah. And
so now we just seeing Ye uncontrolled.
Yes, very much so.
So, but I mean, being from Chicago, like all the Chicago references and stuff, I'm like, I don't know, man. It felt like, makes it very personal, and I loved it. Danny wasn't that interested in it.
Really?
I loved it. Danny wasn't that interested in it. It was kind of pissing me off because I'm a Kanye. Like, I'm a Kanye fan. I'm like, how you don't like Kanye? You from Chicago. Like, you from Chicago on the map. Yeah. Like, how you not watching this? And she's like, I think you're into it more than I am. I'm like, you should be into this too.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is, the very first time we brought it up on the pod, Tatiana, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll watch it." But I know for sure if I had Tatiana watch it, she'd be the exact same way. She probably would not be that into it. So
Yeah, it would be pissing me off.
but just seeing now that you've watched all 3 parts, I know episode 2 I kind of talked about him and Jamie Foxx, how they created slow jams, and that was just like fire, seeing both of their artistic minds, genius minds at work, and just coming up with such a dope ass album song. But so I also have to realize, because I said I wish we could get something like this for every album, but of course we can only have what we have because this is the footage that Cootie shot, that Cootie shot. So a part of me is like, okay, I get it, but at the same time it's like episode 1 the first part and second part were pretty much all about College Dropout, and then all of a sudden you have the third part and it's kind of like super fast forward until like later albums, so on and so forth.
Because Jay blew up and then forgot about the people he came up with. So it's nice that at least he's bringing those people around him.
Yeah.
Like those hometown voices, because sometimes you need those. As a person that has, like, my best friend is still back home, like lives there.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm wilding, I be having to talk to him sometimes. He'd be like, you tripping.
Yeah.
So you need sometimes a hometown voice to kind of reset you. So I do like that. And I don't know how anyone could watch this and not think College Dropout is one of his best albums. If it's arguable between College Dropout and My Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Yeah.
But that's always have been my stance.
Yeah.
Like that's 1A, 1B for me.
But this also goes back to what we talked about on a super early episode. For me, those first 3 Kanye albums, it's all just one album to me. Like, I'll hear songs and don't ask me which album it's off of, because
I could tell you easily. I could separate them easily, bro. Especially College Dropout. Like, College Dropout, I listen to the album daily.
Yeah.
Like, Spaceships and Never Let Me Down. Like, that whole Get 'Em High, that whole little 3 songs, I play on, stop, back to back, repeat.
Yeah.
I can do 2 words, like, off my mind.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. I love that album. Like, more so than, like, Late Registration and Graduation. Like, that album alone is, like, the holy grail of albums.
Yeah. But were there any, like, standout parts in episode 3 for you at all?
Standout? No. I think episode 3 was the saddest.
Yeah.
Even more so than his mom passing, because you just see a guy that is losing it.
Yeah.
But the music is saving him at the same time he's losing it. And you just wish that he could find balance.
Yeah.
Because the genius is there. And I think Bob Marley said, only a fool leans on his own misunderstanding. It's like one of my favorite Bob Marley quotes. And I think that's what Kanye is.
Yeah.
Like, he's so confident because he reaches his goals, and you got to have that confidence. But then he also is, like, overconfident, and his approach is wrong. And he can't be like, I'm fucking up. And then when he fuck up, like, he fucking up so much, it's like, damn.
Yeah. And it's also crazy to have this real life balance, because we have this documentary where it's celebrating Ye, and you're like, damn, this nigga's hence the title, he's a genius. But then in real life, we still have Kanye and Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian still in this whole love triangle beef thing going on. Like, he just came out with the music video for Easy with Game, where he's burying Pete Davidson's head.
Which is, I thought it was a dope video. And it's not, people are sensitive, like, oh, Pete Davidson's gonna get hurt. And I'm thinking, like, do y'all know who Kanye fans are? They backpackers. They not running up on people, killing people. Ye fans ain't like thugs.
Exactly.
Like,
but that's just what I'm saying, because usually when you have a documentary of somebody, it's later in their life, and we're looking back on it. Whereas this is like, Kanye's story isn't done at all. No. Yeah. So it's just like kind of weird. And then while all of this dope shit is happening, you still have Ye wilding in real life.
But the story in real time like this, it forces you to be like, all right, there's a duality to Ye.
Yeah.
So I can still appreciate the art while acknowledging that he's wilding.
Yeah.
So it still keeps you a fan. I feel like for most people.
Yeah.
Because most Ye fans can watch this and be like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at his behaviors towards Kim and Pete Davidson, and it's like, bro, probably going through it.
Yeah.
Like, you losing your family, your mom, you lost your mom, and you still really haven't recovered from that. Then you lose your wife, which you feel like you didn't lose your family. So, yeah, you going through it again, and this is you lashing out because you don't have a healthy coping mechanism.
Exactly.
So, it's like, you don't excuse it, but you can understand it. And then it's like, from his point, it was like, the dude that took your girlfriend is a dude that was around you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes it worse. Like, any man knows that it's cool to, you can lose your woman, but don't let it be from a person that was around me. Because, you would think, oh, they had basic respect for me to, not be jaying down on my wife.
Yeah.
So.
I completely agree.
So I think that's tougher to deal with when it's like, damn, you let me for him. It's Pete Davidson too. For him,
a goofy ass nigga,
a goofy, ugly motherfucker. So it's like, then you start questioning, do I even look good? Was I good enough? You left me for Pete Davidson, and I'm Ye.
Yeah.
And then all his replacement girlfriends look
exactly. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. They all look exactly like Kim.
Kim Kardashian, which is wild because what is that quote? It's only one of me's, but 1,000 views. That shit is true now.
But it's clearly something about because Reggie Bush. Remember, Kim Kardashian used to date Reggie Bush, and now Reggie Bush's baby mom looks exactly like Kim Kardashian. So all these niggas that dated,
which means
Kim,
you would take a white girl with a butt and all have them look the same.
Yeah. But my overall thoughts, it's super fire documentary. Episode 3, I actually started feeling the same way about Cootie that you did, because you're like, yo, this nigga kind of annoying.
I didn't like his voice the whole time.
Yeah, so episode 3, even though it's Cootie's documentary about Ye, is yo, I didn't care to hear about your personal life. You know why we here, my nigga. We here for Kanye. I'm happy you had a daughter and all this shit, and I'm happy you got to spend your last trip with your dad. But at the end of the day, give me more Kanye content. I didn't care about your daughter. I didn't care.
Jesus
R.I.P.
Christ.
to the dead. I didn't
well,
care.
No, it made sense with the story because it was them growing apart to come back together.
That's
and then when
true,
they came back together, it's about family. I enjoyed that because it's you know how they say, when you get big, you forget about the people that came up with you. So it's all right, I enjoyed that part. It was just his voice. It was and I never expected that I'd hear from Kanye again. And out of the blue, Kanye called me. So, of course, I showed up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bruh, I hate this nigga's voice.
Nah, I'm right there with you.
But I do like his style of shooting documentaries.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
His production was fire.
I agree.
To be that forth thinking and to get that imagery and stuff like that is cool. And I like the fact when he was like, bro, you gonna go shoot that video with Hype Williams about Jesus Walks, and then you're gonna come right back to me. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah.
Because they said he had 3 versions of Jesus Walks?
Yeah.
There were 2 that he didn't like, and then ended up
going right back to Cody.
Yeah. But shout out Ye. Obviously, y'all know how we feel about Ye on this podcast, so won't spend too much time on that. And I'm probably going to end up coming back to him in a few minutes. But continuing with streaming, 2 things that I saw over this week. So I will say I'm tired of reboots. I'm sick of it. Everybody's sick of it. Hollywood, please, we are begging y'all for some original content. And I'm glad for these streaming platforms because they have come up with some original content. But everything in Hollywood, it's a new superhero movie.
Reboot.
It's a reboot. So 2 things that I saw this past week is White Man Can't Jump. They rebooting that with Jack Harlow. And I got mixed emotions because I'm sick of the reboots, but I really do fuck with Jack Harlow.
I'm a fan of his.
You said what?
Can't say that I'm a fan of his.
I know. I
feel like he's just watered down Drake, but he could rap.
Yeah,
he's talented, but
yeah.
I just feel like he's watered down Drake.
Yeah.
And also, after I saw his shot motion from the All-Star game, I was like, why would they put him in a reboot?
So
that shot is trash.
I was going to bring that.
I was like, shoot him. Bro, did you see that layup? I was like, bruh. This.
So I didn't watch anything from this past year, but I know he was in a 2-on-2 last year All-Star game. It was him, Lil Baby, Quavo, and 2 Chainz. And I remember thinking then, yo, this nigga Jack Harlow cannot hoop. So it's interesting to see. I do fuck with him heavy, and I'm interested to see if he can act. But again, I'm just sick of the reboots. And I really hope somehow, some way, they're able to get Drewski into this movie because him and Drewski, Jack Harlow and Drewski, them two together, it's fucking hilarious to me. So
They'll find a way.
We'll see. Yeah.
They will find a way.
But another reboot that, or I guess a sequel that I saw is I Am Legend 2, and Michael B. Jordan is supposed to be starring in that. I don't know if he's supposed to be taking the place of Will Smith or if I just overall don't understand how this is supposed to be a sequel. I don't really remember how did I Am Legend end? Didn't he end up dying?
No, I thought he found people.
Did he?
I don't remember. But I don't need a reboot of it. I Am Legend was good by itself.
Yeah, and I completely agree. So I don't know how they're going to do this. Speaking of Will Smith and another reboot, have you watched the
Bel-Air?
Fresh Prince? Yeah.
Nah, Danny says, I've heard the reviews are good, though.
Really? I haven't heard a single good review about it.
Really? People say it's different, and they don't like Carlton in it, but they like, I've seen a couple people say they liked it, but it's not like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Well, of course not, because that was more so of a sitcom.
This one's
comedy,
like
of
drama.
course. Yeah, this is a drama. It's more serious.
Which,
and whatnot.
if you're going to do a reboot, do it right.
Yeah.
Like, keep the story similar. But yeah, no, I wasn't that interested in watching it based on like what I saw from it. Like drama's cool, but it's too much drama. I don't like all that drama.
Yeah. So, of course, I'm shitting on reboots right now. But if there was a show or a movie that you could have rebooted, what would it be? Baby Boy?
No. Leave Baby Boy alone. Leave Boys in the Hood alone. Leave Men's Society alone. Leave Shotters alone. If I can have a show rebooted, I don't know. I don't think I would have one rebooted, to be honest. There's not a lot of movies I'm like, I want to see what it's like with new actors. No,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not a big fan of reboots.
Yeah.
Because
same.
it's very rare that a reboot is actually better than the original. Or at least the original from what I know it to be.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, there are movies in the 90s that got rebooted from, like, the early 60s and shit, and those movies are generally better. But with technology and how they CGI every video, that shit don't make movies better to me.
Yeah. See, the only thing I don't mind is scary movies as well as, like, superhero movies, because as you just talked about, the technology gets better. So for the most part, they've rebooted every superhero movie that they've done in the past. I mean, I can't think of a superhero that I'd want to see that hasn't already been done. But like scary movies, I don't think you're much of a scary movie guy, but like for example, I watched, and I think I talked about this on the pod, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I heard that was trash, though.
Well, so I know they just came out with a new one, and I did hear it was trash. But I know the original one I watched, I was like, yo, this is dumb trash. So
which one? Not the one that they did in 2000s.
No,
but
like the original.
No, but the one that they did in 2000s was fire.
Okay, so I need to watch that.
The one they did in 2000, where it was like in text, bro, that was shit so fire. And now that I'm thinking about it, I would like to see an updated, like a Marvel movie for Static Shock. If I was,
I don't know if he was Marvel, but no,
well,
I
whatever. Like,
I think they were supposed to be coming out with this, and I think Michael B. Jordan was supposed to be starring in that.
Whether he's Marvel or somebody, like I would like to see that with like the new technology on IMAX, Dolby Vision. Like that would be cool because I watched Static Shock growing up.
Yeah, and I'm really trying to think. Like, there's not a single movie that comes to mind that I'd want to see again, because it's like the kids movies that we watched when we were kids, they were kind of, even though they were kids movies, they had adult type humor in it, and they were a little more vulgar, I guess. Yeah, for being kids movies.
It was very like it was, what do you call it? Like when rappers say stuff and they hide it, like hidden messages. Very nuanced.
Exactly. So like, if you go back and it's one of AJ's favorite movies, but The Sandlot, like when you think of The Sandlot, you think it's a kid's movie. When I was at Toledo for grad school, I showed that at camp, and I'm like, yo, I should not be showing this. There's definitely cursing in it. There's a lot of adult type innuendos.
A lot of innuendos, yeah.
Exactly. So, and if they were to remake The Sandlot now, it'd be very, very clean.
PC.
Yeah, it'd be cookie cutter.
Gender neutral.
Exactly.
And all this dumb shit.
So I can't. And for some reason, Anaconda came to mind because I remember I like rewatched that, and that the technology in that is terrible. But at the same time, the overall plot for that movie is just trash. So I would not want to see Anaconda get rebooted. But we can move on though. So we'll move on to music next. I haven't seen any new music get released. Is there anything you've been listening to or new music that released that you want to listen to?
Pusha T and Nigo released a song, Hear Me Clearly.
Okay.
Fire. He's 2 for 2 right now.
When is his album supposed to release?
I don't know, but
Okay.
Nigo is he made Bathing Ape. He has an album coming out March 25th with like all these features. Like he has a song Hear Me Clearly with Pusha, then you got a song with ASAP, got a song with Cudi that's pretty good. Conway the Machine, God Don't Make Mistake album is fire.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. Been listening to the same stuff recently. Like what's been in rotation for me is Conway the Machine, the new Pusha T singles, Big Crit album still in rotation, Earl Sweatshirt albums in rotation, Currency's album is in rotation, and then NECA Love Supreme. So
Okay.
nothing super new, other than the Pusha T, but just like things that have released recently within the last month or so.
Yeah.
I've been keeping them in rotation.
So I've had time to think about this, and I did bring it up to you before the pod. I don't know if you have been thinking of it, but what is the best hip hop beat that you've ever heard? This is a post that I saw, and you being super into music, I feel like you might be conflicted, but do you have one answer of the best hip hop beat that you've ever heard?
No, because it's hard to pick one beat out of all the beats that I've listened to. But
All right, do you have like a top 3, top 5?
I got tops. So and the part that's influential too. So I will put grinding in there.
Okay.
Cause like I
You're-
just want to beat on the table.
Your favorite phrase, the impact on culture?
Yeah, you know.
That's that lunchroom.
grinding. Yeah, you hear that? You know, it's Renegade, Jay-Z and Eminem.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
That
Yeah.
Let Me Ride.
Let Me Ride. I don't know what that is.
Oh no, actually I put Nothing But a G Thing over
Nothing
Let Me
but
Ride.
Okay.
And then that Many Man beat was stupid.
Ooh, yeah, Many Men.
beat was
That
so
I
dumb.
can't be mad at that. I
That
can't be
Many
mad
Man
at that.
beat was so dumb.
So for me,
and last one, Shook Ones. Mind
okay,
Deep.
okay, that's actually a really good beat. And it's actually gonna lead to something I'll talk about in a second. But for me, I think it's All of the Lights. Like that. So one, it's if you listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, listening to the intro where it's like the actual string instruments, the violins, the bass, the cello, all that shit, into the actual song of All of the Lights. Like All of the Lights is just so beautiful to me, bruh.
Speaking of that, I would definitely add Spaceship.
Spaceship.
I
Okay.
love.
Okay.
I can listen to the instrumental for Spaceship without the lyrics.
Yeah. And that's me with All of the Lights. Like I could just listen to that intro on repeat. But All of the Lights, I feel like if you listen to it, there's so much going on, but it still sounds like it's even though it's so much going on, it's not too much, if that makes sense. Like it's still, it sounds like mass hysteria, but it still sounds like beautiful art to me.
Yeah, because it's so theatrical and cinematic and beautiful and sonically amazing all in the same breath.
Another one that
like
I'm a
that.
sucker for is Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z. And this goes to something that I tweeted the other day. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm just a sucker for anything that has a flute in it.
Yeah, I remember you said I saw that.
So between that, Future's Mask Off, there's a song on Kodak's most recent album where there's like anytime there's a flute in it, I'm a sucker for it. Something else that I'm a sucker for, which you were just talking about, Shook Ones, is anything that has like a sample in it. And I can watch sample videos on YouTube, Twitter, whatever it may be, all day, every day. Like if there's a good sample, and Shook Ones is one of them. Like there's a Twitter page I follow. I brought it up on the pod before, and a lot of times they end up showing how that beat was made.
I think I follow the same page too.
Yeah. So, and then another one, shit, Blood on the Leaves by Kanye.
That's a great one.
That one is fire. Like,
That's
because it starts off with that, it's Nina Simone, right?
Yeah,
Nina Simone's sample. And then you just have the pianos, and then it's just that dum da da dum dum da da dum dum. Bro, that song. Like, when I heard that at the St. Pablo tour, bro, I fucking got goosebumps. That
you know
shit
what?
was.
I like that sample, but I like Mick Jenkins' Martyr sample of that song better.
Oh, I gotta listen to that. Oh, I know I've heard
Yeah,
that,
you know
but I
that.
don't know why I can't.
Strange when he's like strange friend. What is it?
I'm gonna listen to it.
I'm just with my niggas hanging.
Oh yeah.
On
Is
the
that this?
poplar tree.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Same
You're
sample.
right. Yeah.
I love that any Nina Simone sample is at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Any Nina Simone samples, but Martyr's probably my favorite one of Blood on the Leaves.
Okay. So going into my next topic is, who would you say is either your favorite or who you think is the best producer?
Kanye and Dre, 1 and 2.
Okay, I actually didn't think you were gonna
Or
say
2 and 1, 1
Dre.
and 2.
All right, sorry, Kanye.
No, Kanye and Dre because, oh yeah, for sure Kanye and Dre. They make some of my favorite songs. They have some of my favorite songs, and I love West Coast music because of Dre's production.
Yeah.
And I love sampled music because of Ye's production.
And that's so we agree, but disagree in the same way. So for me, it is Ye. But Mustard, even though like his sound at this point to a lot of people I feel like is repetitive, but I like his West Coast sound. So I agree with you on Ye and a West Coast producer, but for me it's the newer guy, which is Mustard, DJ Mustard, and you like Dre.
Oh, for sure, Dre. Like grew up like, cause think about it. Dre is responsible for all his catalog, a lot of Snoop's catalog, a lot of Eminem's catalog, 50 and The Game.
Yeah.
You can pull and Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
You can pull so many beats and K-Dot.
Yeah.
You can just pull so many Dre beats that are amazing, and so his beats go with a lot of my favorite artists of their eras. So Kendrick was my favorite, M was my favorite, 50 was my favorite. Just West Coast in general was my favorite compared to East Coast hip hop during the 90s. So yeah, man, Doc Dre and Ye, which is I think that those are the only two people that can have a versus for production.
I mean, that's not true because Timbaland and Swizz, they're the ones that started the verses, and it was a versus between the two of them.
Theirs was good, but it wouldn't compare to Kanye's and Dre's, in my opinion.
And for me, Timbaland might be.
Don't you dare say it.
He might be up there for me.
Better than who?
I
think Dre's the gold standard. I don't think anyone's better than Dre because he's done it for 5 decades or 4 decades now. He's done it for the 80s, 90s, 2000s, the 10s, and the 20s. It's almost 50 years. I'll give him 40 though.
I mean, I agree with you. I think Dre is definitely up there, but I don't know. Timbaland, I just feel like Dre, when I think Dre, I mainly think hip hop.
I take Pharrell over Timbaland.
I can't be mad at that. I absolutely cannot be mad at that. But for me, I feel like Timbaland, I don't think one specific genre when I think Timbaland. I don't think one specific sound when I think Timbaland. He could do the R&B, he could do the pop, he could do the hip hop. Anything you throw at him, he's going to produce that fire. Dre, I agree. For me, Timbaland's sound is better. Then I probably go Pharrell, then I go Dre. Swizz, to me, I'm not that big on Swizz.
Nah, Swizz got some cuts, especially.
I'm not saying he trash at all.
Nah, he would. See, I don't know where would I put Swizz. Swizz would be neck and neck with Timbaland for me, just because of Rough Riders. It's like Jada Kiss, DMX.
Yeah.
Like I like that style of '90s East Coast rap, like that just Rough Riders movement, and I do like 88 Keys is good too.
What's something big that he's produced?
Well, he recently just did the Pusha T song, but he goes back a long time.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got for music. You got no, that's not all I got for music. So I'm a big time Joe Budden fan, artistically and as a podcaster. But I mean, Joe at this point has the reputation of ruining everything good that comes his way, whether that's the group Slaughterhouse, whether that's his podcast with the original pod members, the show on Complex we had with DJ Academics and Nadeska, State of the I forget what it was called.
State of Culture.
But now most recently, Slaughterhouse, Joel Ortiz. So Slaughterhouse consists of Joe Budden, Crooked Eye, or King Crooked now, Joel Ortiz, and then Royce the 5'9". And I've always been a fan of that group. But I guess Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye want to put out a project called like The Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse. And Joe Budden and Royce the 5'9" are not having it at all. And last night they were on Instagram Live kind of discussing it. But how would you feel about that, Phil? Like if you had a project with a group, you left said group, and now the two of the four original members kind of took it on and profiting off that project. Would you be okay with that, or
nah?
Would you
can't. You don't use the name. I'll let you profit off of it if I'm profiting too.
Yeah.
So like, cause it's still the four of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
So if I mean, Brandon, he hasn't been so much a part of the pod anymore. Hopefully he can make a comeback one day. But let's say I also left the pod with Brandon. Or you left the pod with Brandon. Would you not want us still calling it Save It for the Pod? Because you and Brandon are no longer a part of it?
If I left now, then y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with it.
Yeah.
But like, let's say we popping and I leave, and then it's like, and the pod breaks up, but then y'all come back and it was like, we about to do return to Save It for the Pod.
Yeah.
Nah, fam. Get a new name, because we started that together.
Yeah.
So if y'all gonna come back and rebrand with something different, but don't rebrand with how we started. If we all decide to break up.
Yeah.
At the point, like, we would have to disband and there would be no Sif Pod stuff coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't have a fight in the dog either way. I get both sides of the argument, but yeah, it's just interesting. Hopefully, they can all figure it out. I would like to hear Joe Budden on some Slaughterhouse stuff again, as well as Royce the 5'9", but I don't know if I'll just be listening to Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye.
I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah.
What podcast you like better, Rory and Miles or Joe Budden's?
That's tough. So I think Rory and Malls is definitely more. So I'm a big comedy guy, humor. I think theirs is funnier. I think they kind of touch more surface level on certain topics, whereas Joe Budden, of course, like, he's a super music geek. I mean, so is Rory and Mal, but I feel like Joe Budden's podcast goes a little more in depth. Mm-hmm. But I only care really about Joe Budden's takes. I don't care about Ice and Ish as much. Mm-hmm. Parks I care about too. Whereas Rory and Malls, like, I care about them too, as well as their woman guest. I forget what her name. I'm blanking on her name right now.
I don't really listen to it that much anymore.
Nah. So it's tough to say. I like them both still the same, but if both came out the same day, I'm probably gonna listen to Rory and Mal first.
Got you. My favorite podcast now is The Pivot. They've superseded IAA for me. I am athlete. Yeah. And I just like the chemistry better and the guests that they bring on.
Yeah.
Sticks to, like.
Who's the favorite guest that they brought on?
So far, my favorite probably would have been Ricky Williams' episode was cool. Like, all of the episodes have been fire, but Ricky Williams is memorable. I like Mayweather because I'm a Mayweather fan. When they were on The Boys with Tyler Lewin.
Okay.
So that one was funny. So they just got a bunch, bro. It's all been good.
Got you. Last but not least, we'll finish up with sports. I'll touch on this first. It wasn't on my list, but when I was on my way here, apparently Brittany, I almost called it Brittany Renner, Brittany Griner, she got arrested in Russia for having hashish oil in her bag, which she could face up to 10 years. But my question is, why, out of all the places you'd be right now, why would you be in Russia with all the turmoil that's happening right now? So hopefully Brittany Griner's Gucci. Hopefully she is not getting into any type of legal trouble. She's already been in legal trouble before with the domestic violence issue that happened with her ex-girl, ex-fiance, ex-wife, whatever it may be. But Brittany Griner, it is not looking too sweet for you right now, especially because U.S. and Russia are kind of having this beef because of everything that's happening with Russia and Ukraine. But hashish oil, honestly, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I think that's some kind of like weed, medical marijuana, who knows. But the thing is, they're pinning her for intent to distribute this oil. So that's why she's facing up to 10 years in jail. But off of Brittany Griner, some of the other sports topics that we had, I saw that Chris Broussard, who I can't stand that nigga, but he tweeted that Morant is the most exciting player since Vince Carter and Kobe. What's your thoughts on that, Phil?
Nah, because LeBron was exciting. What the fuck?
So obviously I'm a LeBron hater. I never really found LeBron's game not to say he's not a good player.
Bro, go back and look at early Cleveland highlights. That man was a monster.
I've never, even like before I hated him to the level that I hate him. Yes, he's a beast. Yes, he's dominant. Yes, he's a great player, an all-time great. His game didn't excite me. But I will say, whether LeBron is on that list or not for you, Steph Curry is an exciting-ass motherfucker to watch. Because it's just... It's mind-blowing. Steph Curry's doing shit we've never seen before. Kobe obviously is my favorite player. This is no secret to anybody. But I wouldn't even say Kobe was like exciting, I guess, unless
Kobe wasn't exciting to me until
he was going for
Shaq.
80. Yeah, if he was going for 81, yes, that's exciting. When Kobe had those high-scoring games, that's exciting. But Kobe's overall game, it was fundamentally sound.
I mean, he was exciting, but I don't think he was exciting as LeBron to watch because LeBron was a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Not only was LeBron a freak athlete, he was 6'8" doing it.
Yeah.
So fam head was at the top of the rim every game, or he's taking off far as hell from in the open court on breakaway dunks, and his chase down those blocks was wild crazy. So his game was OD exciting. Bouchard be wilding.
Yeah. But
niggas just be forgetting because we've been spoiled with LeBron's greatness for so long.
All right, but if we take out LeBron, if we take out Steph, are there any other exciting players that come to memory?
D-Wade in his early years was super exciting. Kevin Garnett.
I wouldn't say Kevin. No.
You don't think Kevin Garnett was exciting?
Garnett. I don't think any power forward ever was exciting to watch.
Shit, Sean Kemp. Have a word.
Okay. Yeah.
Really?
He a dunker. And I love KG.
You know who was exciting to watch?
Who?
Nash and Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But just that pick and roll in itself was so exciting to watch because they was always booming on somebody.
Yeah.
And you can say Lob City was exciting to watch. People forget how exciting Lob City was.
Yeah. Blake, yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Blake and DeAndre and just CP just throwing dumb lobs.
Yeah. T-Mac, if you're gonna say Kobe, you gotta include T-Mac in that. You gotta include AI.
I feel like a lot of it's hard to just. That's a very blanket statement because most superstars are exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Especially in their early years in their athletic prime when they can still jump. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think he would have just been better off saying that this is the most exciting player since Steph.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then I know you compared Ja to AI. AJ compares him to D Rose, but D Rose definitely exciting as fuck to watch.
I do compare him more to AI though.
But Ja Morant, bro, I love this nigga. He might be my favorite player in the league. Seeing what he does, carrying the Grizzlies on his back. I mean, the Grizzlies have always kind of been an overall scary team to play against. You're not gonna pick them to win the championship, but they're also like a team you go and say, oh, you don't want to see them in the playoffs or whatever it may be. Exactly. But Ja, nigga could jump out the gym, nigga gonna catch lobs, shoot jump shots off that lob. So I definitely want to see how this nigga's career plays out. Hopefully, because a lot of times when we see these athletic players such as D Rose, I mean D Wade can kind of fall into that. You see these athletic ass niggas and they end up kind of plateauing early because of injuries, whatever it may be. So, not wishing injury upon him. Hopefully he can stay healthy and have a long, successful career.
Yeah, Josh, super exciting. He's probably like my favorite player to watch of the newer generation.
Yeah.
Him. I like watching Luka too because his step back is dirty.
Yeah, Trae Young's also up there. I mean,
Trae Young's not that exciting to me.
Really?
Nah.
He a junior Steph.
But his game not that exciting because he be looking for fouls and shit.
Yeah. Moving on though, we'll switch to football. So your rivals, the Eagles. I don't know if they announced or if
you mean my team? They're not my rivals.
Or sorry, the Cowboys. My fault. The Cowboys. Amari Cooper.
They releasing him.
Yeah, they probably not gonna retain him. They gonna release him, trade him, whatever.
No, they gonna cut him. Just cut him.
Oh, okay.
So he can pretty much sign anywhere in a vet.
Okay.
Because he gonna get paid. I don't want him.
Oh, you don't?
Nah.
Bro, you keep saying how y'all need receivers.
I don't want Amari Cooper.
Why? The nigga's a beast.
He alright. I don't want him.
Bro, you just like to be stubborn. That's all. I mean, I get it because I'm the same way.
I would much rather have what's the boy from Chicago?
Damn, I'm blanking on his name, but I know who you're talking about.
I'd rather have the dude from Chicago or the buddy from the Chargers.
Robinson.
Yeah, Allen Robinson.
Yeah, Allen Robinson.
Or a buddy from the Chargers.
Keenan Allen.
Well,
No, Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, yeah.
Mike Williams. No. Amari Cooper is better than literally both of them, bro.
He's not better than Allen Robinson.
He is absolutely better than Allen Robinson.
I don't think he's better than Allen Robinson.
I'm sure.
I think he has a better quarterback than Allen Robinson, so it looks a little bit better. I don't think he's better than Allen Robinson.
But
I'd take Allen Robinson.
Where was Amari before the Cowboys?
Atlanta? No, he wasn't in Atlanta.
Damn,
what was
where the fuck was Amari Cooper before the?
It's a good question, Amari Cooper.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. See, this is why we need AJ on the.
Wasn't with the Falcons.
Nah, we about to feel dumb as shit, bro.
I don't know.
Let's see, Amari Cooper.
Raiders.
Was it the Raiders?
I
don't think it was the Raiders, bro. He was on the Raiders.
Yeah, it was the Raiders.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm lit.
But no, he's a beast. He's one of the NFL's best. He is a Florida native. He has said that his dream is to always play in Miami. So who knows? Maybe the Dolphins can come up on a top receiver that can complement the young receiver core that they got right now. So we'll see. And then last but not least, we'll finish up with NFL draft. So we have the combine going on right now. I mean, we could just talk about our two teams. But what you looking for the Eagles to do in the NFL draft?
Defense. Please draft the linebacker, bro. Can we please get a linebacker with one of our first pick? Hopefully Nakobe Dean is still on the board. If he's on the board, please let us get a linebacker. Let us get an edge rusher. Let us get a safety or a corner. And then let us get a receiver in free agency. I don't want us to trade our picks for any quarterbacks. I don't want us to trade. I don't want Russell Wilson. I don't want none of these veteran niggas. Just let Jalen Hurts develop and get defense because we got him on a rookie contract and we got hella cap space. So let's sign a veteran free agent for our young wide receiving core and let's load up on defense. Like dudes that's ready to play right now.
Yeah.
We haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round in like 14 or 20 years.
So.
And we got 3 first-round picks.
Usually I'm pretty good at knowing like how the overall draft class looks. This year, it's not a sexy draft class. As far as like quarterbacks go, I don't really know any linebackers or edge outside of like the top edge rushers like Buddy from Michigan and so on and so forth. But it is cornerback heavy. It is wide receiver heavy. So I definitely think y'all
need another wide receiver. I would much like if we do get a wide receiver, get that boy from USC. I think.
Okay.
Like what's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
If we were to get a wide receiver, cool, get him. I really personally don't want us to get a wide receiver. Because we need a veteran wide receiver. Because we don't have a veteran stud to kind of show Devontae Smith like the ins and outs. So it'd be nice to have a veteran stud receiver that could be either a 1 or a 2. Have Devontae Smith your 1 or 2, and then Quez Watkins your 3, and we can let Jalen Rigger go. Yeah, because we don't need that fucker. And then I think we got the 15th, 16th, and 19th pick or some shit like that. If we can fall, just get a linebacker, bro, please. Like if Nakobe Dean can fall into our laps, which he's projected to fall into our laps, we can take him, take an edge rusher because we need an edge rusher and a cornerback. Like I would be cool with because I don't think Sauce Gardner is gonna fall that low.
I don't think so either.
But I think Buddy from Ohio State, like it's another cornerback at like a Cincinnati type school.
Mm-hmm.
Like
well, since he has two corners, like Sauce Gardner, he's the number one for sure. But their other corner, I think both of them like set not records, but
they
had
really
some
did.
like impressive stats. Yeah.
So like if we can get another corner, because we gotta lock down and Slay for the next couple years, it'll help us rebuild our secondary. Like that's what we need to just touch each level of the defense with our first, like the whole first round needs to be all defense, and then if you want to get an offensive lineman and wide receivers in the second and third rounds, because we got hella picks, I'm all for it. But please in the first round,
y'all need a
all
left
defense.
tackle, right?
Nah, we got Mailata.
Oh, okay.
We have Mailata and we giving up Brandon Brooks because we drafted Landon Dickerson.
Got you.
And Kelsey's kind of on the fence if he's gonna come back or not, but I think he will for one more season. Yeah, and we got Lane Johnson too. So our line is straight, and we can start retooling the line. But please, Howie Roseman, don't trade these picks to move up to get a quarterback. Nah, we got Jalen Hurts. He's straight.
And I mean, I wouldn't be mad if y'all traded for a quarterback. I know you said you don't want any of these veteran guys, but if y'all got Wilson, I think that'd be great for y'all. But moving up to draft a quarterback, because this quarterback class is butt cheeks. I don't think there's any one clear-cut number one quarterback.
Yeah, Wilson's like we get Russell Wilson, we giving up our future, and we need defense.
Yeah.
Like our defense is our offense. We just got young again, so like we can do what Dallas did. Like Dallas used their draft picks to draft all defense, and that shit paid dividends.
Yeah.
Like now they got a middle linebacker and cornerback they can build the next 3 to 5 years with.
Yeah.
Studs. Like, let's go out and get some studs. We got a young wide receiver core. Let's get a young defensive core.
Yeah.
And then we will have enough money to just trickle in veterans, and they'll want to come play for us.
Well, I have no idea what the Bucs are going to do. Obviously, Tom Brady retired, so now I don't know if they're going to trust Kyle Trask to be the starter moving forward.
Y'all can get somebody else.
I mean, I hope not, but I've seen potentially Russell Wilson, who you just brought up. I've seen maybe Deshaun Watson could be an option. Who knows?
Folks might not come back in the league with his legal troubles.
But our right guard, our Pro Bowl left guard, he just announced his retirement. Ali Marpet did not see that coming. He played like 7 years in the league. So now that's definitely another hole that we'll have to fill. I don't know if we re-sign Godwin or not, but I don't know. I'm nervous for the Bucs moving forward. But it will be nice to cheer for a shitty Bucs team again without having Jameis Winston. Because obviously, for those that don't know, been a lifelong Bucs fan. They drafted Jameis. I stopped cheering for them because I hate that nigga, and I was tired of all the moves the Bucs were making. Then jump back on ship, no pun intended, once we got Tom Brady. And then obviously we won that Super Bowl the first year and lost second year. So it'll be nice to be on the struggle bus with the rest of y'all boys, with you liking the Eagles, AJ liking the Dolphins and football or Commanders.
The struggle bus. We made the playoffs last year.
But y'all still.
We not on the struggle bus. Don't. We made the playoffs last year, bro. And we was over 500. We ain't on the struggle bus. We straight.
Yeah. And then whatever team Luke decides to cheer for that year, whether it's the Giants, the Bengals, the fucking Browns, whoever. But that's all I got. You got anything else for the pod, Phil?
Nah, man. Get y'all some sweets. I've been on a sugar rush recently.
Get y'all some sweets. Y'all, you trying to have people be sugar babies like you, bro?
For real.
As far as this Discord goes, it's pretty much all done. We will let y'all know once we officially roll it out. Again, this will be an opportunity for y'all to interact with pod members.
We leaking news on there.
Yeah, facts. We leaking news on there. So interact with the pod members, interact with other supporters of the pod, suggest pod topics, discuss any of the topics that we talked about the previous week. So it's pretty much done, like I said, and we will let y'all know when we are doing the official release. So,
oh God,
it's been another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 60. Phil, hit the drop. Peace.
Ciao.